If you've been curious about what happened to Escape to Rural France and searching about what happened to Dan, Escape to Rural France wife, Escape to Rural France divorce, and Escape to Rural France gossip, then this video is definitely for you. First of all, let's begin with Dan's love life. Well, Dan was in a long-term relationship with Annalise, and the couple share 2 children together. We're not sure about whether the couple tied the knot or not because we can find no posts of their marriage, as the couple haven't also shared about it. But what we do know is that, for years they appeared together in videos, working side by side on renovations, and were loved by many fans. Their teamwork and shared moments were part of what made the videos so enjoyable to watch. However, according to various sources, Dan and Annalise separated around 2021. Since then, Dan has been living separately, often staying alone while continuing to work on the farmhouse where Annalise and the kids now live. Fans haven't seen the 2 of them on screen together in quite some time, until April 22, 2024. That's when both Dan and Annalise appeared in an episode of the Chateau Diaries. Their reunion was a touching moment for longtime viewers. Many fans commented on how lovely it was to see them interacting again, even if just as friends. Despite their separation, Dan and Annalise seem to maintain a good relationship, as they are helping each other to co-parent their 2 kids. But there have also been gossip and rumors that Dan's relation with Stephanie is the reason for his separation from Annalise. But it's just the internet being the internet, and there is no strong evidence for that. Yes, Dan and Stephanie have a good chemistry and friendly relationship, but it's just limited to that. Well, the rumors began when Dan posted a video back on Valentine's Day of 2023. Here you can clearly see on the thumbnail, Dan is standing in front of Stephanie, and the video is titled Valentine's, with my one true love. It seems like they are celebrating Valentine's together, but if you check out the video, Dan clearly shows his Valentine, and it's none other than his excavator. Dan is a very honest, hardworking guy, and his love of life is his work. Now, let's get to know the man better. Dan Preston, an English builder who traded in his normal 9-to-5 life for a new one filled with dust, stone, and hard-earned progress. Before starting his own project, Dan was already familiar to fans of Chateau Diaries. He worked at Chateau de la Lande with Stephanie Jarvis, where he was affectionately known as Dan the All-Rounder on her popular channel, the Chateau Diaries. That experience shaped his vision and gave him the confidence to take on something even bigger. And back in October 2022, Dan took a leap of faith and bought Chateau de Chaumont, located in La Serre-Bussière-Vieille, France for just 60,000 euros. But with that came a massive challenge. The chateau, originally built in 1886, caught a devastating fire that left the building in ruins, and for years it sat abandoned, with no roof, no water, no electricity, just echoes of the past. But where most would see a lost cause, Dan saw potential. He moved onto the site and got to work and continued with repairing and renovation. From replacing beams and rebuilding the roof, to managing plumbing and electricity, Dan documented his renovation work on his YouTube channel and shared the entire process on his channel without any glittery presentation. His content displayed the hard works and the setbacks, and the true grit it takes to do a job like this. Although Dan originally started his channel way back in 2008, it wasn't until he began documenting the chateau's restoration in late 2022 that the channel really took off. People were drawn to his no-nonsense style and his deep respect for the craft. His videos are calm, methodical, and deeply satisfying to watch, making Escape to Rural France a favorite for fans of heritage restoration, hands-on building, and the quiet beauty of rural life. The channel has grown into a beloved corner of YouTube, with nearly 650K subscribers and over 223 million views. And it's not just about renovations, it's about passion, patience, and preserving a little piece of the history. Dan now lives full-time at the chateau. His videos not only cover the restoration progress, but also day-to-day life in a place that's still very much a construction site. It's personal, real, and inspiring to see how far he's come and how much further he plans to go. And funding such an ambitious project takes more than hard work. Dan earns a minimum of $10,000 a month through YouTube ad revenue, depending on the views. His estimated income from the channel is said to be in 6 figures annually. To further support the restoration, Dan launched a Patreon in March 2023. And it's been a great success. Nearly 4,000 supporters now contribute, bringing in about nearly 8,000 euros each month. That money goes directly into materials, tools, and paying local workers who help keep the project moving forward. And if you want us to cover what happened to Escape to Rural France Brian in our upcoming videos, then comment down below. So, that's the end of the video. Dan's story is about more than just fixing up an old building. It's about resilience, hard work, and dedicating your heart and soul into something that really matters. Well, hit the like button to show support for Dan Preston.